Some 200 people, including Americans, are expected to be airlifted out of Kabul in the first such operation since U.S. forces left the country. Charter flights are expected to start on Thursday, Qatari and US sources say. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken urged help with evacuations during a recent visit to Qatar, which is reportedly involved in the operation. Hundreds of Afghan citizens who had helped the U.S. military were unable to get out in last month's U.S. airlift. The Associated Press news agency now reports that dozens of people have boarded a Qatar Airways flight to Doha at Kabul International Airport, among them Americans. Around 100 U.S. citizens are thought to be left in Afghanistan. The flights are the first to leave since the rushed U.S. military-led evacuations finished last month, following the Taliban takeover of the country on 15 August. More than 124,000 foreigners and Afghans fearful of Taliban retribution were flown out of the country. Photos have also emerged showing injuries inflicted on two journalists who covered protests on Wednesday. They are reported to have been badly beaten after being arrested by the Taliban in Kabul. Photographer Nematullah Nakti spoke to the AFP news agency. One of the Taliban put his foot on my head, crushed my face against the concrete. They kicked me in the head. I thought they were going to kill me. Nakti was covering a protest by women in front of a police station with his colleague at the local Etalatraz newspaper, Taki Darabai. The Taliban have banned protests unless authorized by the Justice Ministry. But dozens of demonstrators chanting "We want freedom" gathered near the Pakistan embassy in Kabul and Taliban gunmen opened fire to disperse them, protesters said. Local media has also reported another protest by women in Kapisa province, northeast of Kabul. Sources told Homage News that several women had been arrested. "It is our right to protest," said Hasina from Kabul. "Now that we know what the Taliban meant by their new cabinet, we will protest." They kept saying that women should wait till the Taliban announced their new cabinet. There is no single woman in the cabinet. But Alizé from the southern province of Helmand called for other countries to recognize the Taliban government. "If that happens, our lives are going to be much easier. If the protests continue and the Taliban suppress them, the international community will not recognize the Taliban's new government, and do you know who will suffer? We, the people." On Wednesday, dozens of women in Kabul and the northeastern province of Badakhshan protested against the formation of the all-male interim Taliban government. Some women, calling for the inclusion of female ministers in the government, were reportedly beaten before the demonstrations were broken up. 3 people were killed during a demonstration in the western city of Herat on Tuesday. The Taliban have denied that they were behind the violence. Meanwhile, there are reports that the internet has been taken down in parts of Kabul. Afghanistan journalist Bilal El-Sawari tweeted that several sources in the telecom sector had confirmed to him that the Taliban had ordered mobile phone internet coverage to be turned off temporarily in several districts. And separately, social media footage has emerged from the Panjshir Valley said to show the desecration of the mausoleum of the well-known former anti-Taliban alliance leader, Ahmad Shah Massoud. The Taliban said on Tuesday they had taken the valley, the last region of Afghanistan holding out against their rule, from the Afghanistan National Resistance Front. The NRF, led by Ahmad Shah Massoud's son, said they would continue to fight.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.